Earlier on this week, we recorded episode 99 of Soccer Cards United, and now it is time,
My goodness.
for the last time in this current incarnation, it is time for Postcards United, our Q&A bonus show, where you, the audience, ask us questions and poses little theories and things to us for us to respond to. And this is the last traditionally constructed Postcards United. Enzo, how do you feel?
It's been a long journey.
It has been a long journey,
feels
hasn't
mad.
it?
I'd like to thank everyone that has always sent in questions because that kept it going.
Yeah.
But it's still, as we said, next week it's not going to be too different.
No, it'll be similar, but it just won't be.
Be the same but different.
Yeah, and people will when we're talking to a listener, will know where you fall on the kind of journey of Soccer Cards United based on if you remember Postcards United or not.
Oh, that really sounds like you're retiring it.
No, but I think just the phrase
Postcards United.
is going to be like you're either
That becomes a legacy phrase.
yeah.
Like the OGs remember Postcards United was a thing.
What they used to call Postcards United and what they do now is slightly different. Yeah, exactly. So we have loads and loads of questions
Yeah.
because there are so many questions coming in and we didn't record on Thursday, and then I decided I'm going to put every single question.
Wow.
This may be the first time that's happened. So here we go. Postcards United.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So first one, we're starting with a review.
I love that. A fresh review. I love when we get them.
From our friend Malik, who we met in America. Yeah.
It's a very delayed review from Malik.
Yeah. Well, I think
Look how ungrateful I am.
Meeting us in person.
Then he decided, wow, they're not robots, these are people. Mm-hmm. And there's something about these reviews. We were probably talking about reviews in person. We're very insecure.
Yeah, we might have said, and Malik, by the way, don't be a stranger on the review page. Maybe we've already read this, but I don't think we have.
I don't think so.
Awesome podcast and even better hosts, 5 stars.
That's us.
This podcast by far has taught me more about soccer than anything else I've ever watched or read. And when it comes to soccer cards, there is no comparison. Jason and Enzo have such passion for the hobby, it made me take my soccer collection to the next level. The best part is you really feel like you're just listening to a couple of good friends hanging out talking about what they love. Can't wait to run into them again and rip some more wax.
I love that. And as Jason has been editing the national vlog that he said was going to come out Tuesday 2 weeks ago, very ambitious. Some of the best footage we have in that is just ripping the wax with Malik.
Yeah.
And even Malik was showing us a thing or two unknowingly about how to be on camera during
Oh
a
my
vlog.
God. So I think it's the day 2 vlog features the rip of all the various wax.
So you might get that next year.
Yeah, that'll come out
By the time
sometime.
that day 1 comes out.
Summer 2023. I'm aiming for that. But like Malik is ripping the wax and is presenting to camera at the same time and explaining things in a way where I'm like, you watch some of our
You watch the rest of our footage. It's not there. We
the rest
don't
of
have
our
that.
footage terrible. And
There's
then
none of us doing that.
no. So Malik, if we could go back, people say if you could go back to the national, what would you do? I'd just get Malik to
Be on camera.
just beat the guy. Yeah, it would just be Soccer Cards United at the national, presented by Malik. So anyway, thank you so much to Malik, and yeah, there you go. That's our only review so far. We have so many questions. We're going to be here long time.
A lot of questions, not a lot of reviews.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
Don't know what it tells you.
Oh, by the way, we have Merlin Chrome available for pre-order on soccercardsunited.com.
We're so bad at this.
Yeah,
Is that marketing?
that's marketing. And marketing.
And by the way,
Yeah.
so 3 minutes into the... By the way, actually, I forgot to say.
Yeah,
But we do.
we do. So get that.
Get that.
All right, starting off on Instagram in the DMs. This is from Tyler Schmidt for postcards. For young studs in leagues like the Bundesliga, should domestic performance have a larger effect on prices than they do, or do they need to perform in the Champions League to really affect their price drastically? Example, Musiala is on a heater right now, but prices haven't shot up as much as they should, in my opinion.
A lot of people have been talking about Musiala recently, saying, where's the hype? But it's because we're early season. He's had an amazing start to the season.
Yeah, he's playing in a new position.
Playing a new position in a new system because Lewandowski's gone. He's going to be at the World Cup.
Yeah.
He has all the right formulas right now. The right ingredients, should I say, to have a great run. We have a Bayern Chrome set that has his autos in it that I don't think will come near the price of the Bayern set. But
Yeah,
on-card auto, blah, blah, blah.
His autos from the Bayern paper set
Yeah.
are much nicer than his autos
True.
from the Chrome set.
But like in terms of the question at hand, should his performances in the Bundesliga have a bigger performance? No, like it doesn't. Like the biggest stage is where prices will be impacted the most. Now that doesn't mean you have to perform the Champions League for your prices to go up. Players that are outside the Champions League can still perform really well. But if you're talking about attention on a player and performing, it's like saying should your normal league performances earn you better prices than your playoff performances in like basketball.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
postseason, preseason.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
no, but like at the same time, they're not to be ignored.
I think it comes down a lot, in my opinion, to confirmation bias. People see what they want to see. Like someone like Haaland. Haaland scores a hat-trick against Mainz, and all of a sudden he's the next coming of Jesus Christ. And it's like, it's confirmation bias. You think Haaland is good, therefore anything good Haaland does is further
justification.
proof of Haaland being good.
That's me. I have that for Haaland.
Yeah, whereas Musiala, if you're not primed, it's all about priming. If you're not primed to think Musiala is good, Musiala scores a hat-trick against Mainz, you go, well, that's a hat-trick against Mainz. Do you know what I mean? And we see that all across the hobby, and people do it not just for Haaland, they do it for whatever player whatever your agenda is. It's just agendas. And once you, like, one thing that annoyed me for a long time in the hobby was people changing what was important to them and changing their principles and changing like their logic on a case-by-case basis just because. And then I just realized that it's just agendas, and people are just, they have an opinion, and anything that serves that opinion they'll go with, and anything that doesn't they won't. And once you realize that, you can just relax.
You can chill. I think also Musiala doesn't have the star quality persona.
Yeah,
I
well,
think that's something Haaland has, something Mbappe has, even though he's fairly shy at the same time. Something Ronaldo definitely has. I think he falls into that category. Like I think, if you're talking beyond sports,
yeah,
you see that in other sports as well. People that kind of break the sporting realm.
yeah. It also is to do with the fact that he's coming through at Bayern Munich. He's very young.
Very young.
These players are all much younger than
Everyone thinks.
and like we've talked about before, like this is not normal to have so many young players. Like the hobby is the only place where 18-year-olds have to be good. No one, like, I don't know if people know this, but like
No one at Bayern is looking at him going, this fella better get 30 a season.
Yeah, like I don't know if this is commonly understood outside the hobby or within the hobby, but like outside the hobby in soccer, no one thinks that if you're not finished product by 21, you're a failure. It's completely understood that development is non-linear, and the obsession with youth is a very hobby-based thing. So Musiala may grow into a leader at Bayern, may grow into a star at Bayern, but Bayern Munich is not a club. If you come through the youth system of Bayern Munich, you don't generally last unless you're
Good. Very good.
and patient. He came through Chelsea, then to Bayern Munich, so he's just a different kind of player. But yeah.
But he's doing great. He's not.
But like, look at Timo Werner. If Bundesliga performance mattered, Timo Werner would have had amazing card prices. So
Or Andre Silva.
Andre Silva, Patrick Schick.
It's true.
Soccer cards market, not including AC Milan or Atletico. Which teams would each of you like to play for as young talents? If you were a young talent,
Frosinone.
you'd love to go to Frosinone in the Italian
my
second
God.
division.
The Italian second division. I'm a young talent. I helped them get promoted. I stay up one season to keep them up, steady the ship, and then I move for a large sum of fee that keeps everyone not upset.
It's so much money that the fact that you're leaving.
They're like, you got us up, you kept us up, you respected the city, you respected us. This is the ultras saying this.
Yeah, it's all about respect.
It's all about respect, and
Yeah.
I can move to Milan. But I guess he removed Milan and Atletico because we support them. So maybe
Yeah.
Frosinone, that's cheating.
Could be.
Could be cheating. So maybe the likes of Celtic, the likes of Southampton.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in a warm country, so I wouldn't really pick them, to be fair.
Yeah, if I was a young player.
Maybe Real Betis I'd be.
Yeah, Betis, yeah, that could be a good one.
Yeah, Real. Can you picture it?
Yeah, I could picture you in the green and white stripes.
I love that.
I'm trying to think of where in Spain I like to go as a young player.
You'd be playing for Ajax.
Ajax.
Part of total football, but you're the target man up front.
Yes, I'm like a Klaas-Jan Huntelaar.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. Or Luke de Jong, maybe for
that's
PSV.
more what I was thinking. You're Luke de Jong.
Yeah.
But you're playing for...
Rangy. They describe me as a rangy striker.
No, but you have a quality because you're playing in the Eredivisie and
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
talent
yeah.
in this
Yeah.
in this scenario. So you have
Yeah.
a great touch. He's a great touch for a big man, they always say.
Yeah. Look at the way he brings that ball under his spell. Yeah.
I could see you in Spain. I could see you at a non-PSG French team and causing havoc.
Oh, yeah. You could see me at Strasbourg.
Yeah, I can see at Strasbourg when you come up against PSG,
Yeah.
you have one goal in mind, and it's not to win the game.
Yeah.
You're just splashing people up, and you're telling them that they're part of a Qatari regime.
Yeah. It's me. It's always me and Marco Verratti and.
Oh man, you're always
Paredes
picking on little Marco Verratti.
Yeah, putting it.
He'd be getting his elbows into the ribs.
I know. It'd be a real grudge match.
It'd be tough.
Red cards every time.
Oh, everything.
Every single time. So yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, of course, the Red Bulls or the Dortmunds, but like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go and just be, brought through a factory system? No, you want to be somewhere where you can be an individual.
Well, that's what I want.
Real
Betis would do me very well.
Here's from Mad City Collector. Very interesting question, actually, I think. Do you look at or pay attention to any advanced analytics?
Sometimes I get very advanced, Jason. I go deep into the youth Bundesliga to find out how many goals Mukoko scored.
So it's one stat. And it's
one player. I go deep.
But you
Is that my confirmation bias?
You do it regularly.
Every day I just go back to go, was it really that much?
Yeah.
Is he that good?
Wow.
No, in collecting, like, I don't think he meant this way, but in collecting, I'm always looking at population reports.
Right, yeah.
I think he means analytics in terms of to find out if a player is performing well on the pitch. But I look into deep analytics in terms of pop reports. I like to understand that. But apart from that, I think we both mess around with who scored, Optic.
Yeah.
Opta.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing about advanced analytics...
Watching a lot of games is our advanced analytics, isn't it?
I just watch a lot of games.
Like, the analytics don't tell you everything.
No, and the like... Yeah, you have to, like, just looking at analytics and just looking at spreadsheets and all that stuff, you get a very strange view of football.
Yeah.
You start to think, you start to, if you spend like time studying the analytics and then you start looking at the matches, you start to go, that's not right. I thought he was supposed to be,
I thought he got 100 touches a game. I didn't realise he was just passing back to the centre back.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's helpful if you start by watching as much football as you can and then start looking at the analytics, because then you have some appreciation for what they mean. But in the hobby, I mean, we're not at a stage. I know in baseball, for instance, like, they look at like guys that are down in AA and AAA baseball, and they look at like what kind of exact stats are they making, stuff like the NFL Combine, like who's can run the fastest over 100 meters and who can lift the most and all that stuff. But in soccer, we're not at a stage where there's that much competition for prospects.
No.
It's not that deep, as you would say, Enzo.
It's not that deep. We don't. So no, I guess the answer is no.
No, I mean, if I ever need to or want to,
You know how to do it.
I know how to do it. But
I've never done it for cards.
So much of cards is about narrative. Like, the hobby market picks soccer prospects like Manchester United picks football players, which is just who is a name that we know that we can tell ourselves a story about being good. I don't think you need to look at the analytics.
Okay. You're saying it's not that deep? Can I take this one?
Yeah.
Cha 4330 or 4330. Thoughts on the current Bundesliga Chrome rookie class? Do you collect anything besides soccer cards? Does taking ayahuasca increase a player's cards value? So ayahuasca, of course, is, I believe, a herbal drug that is normally taken in the Amazon.
Yep.
I believe. By sheesh. No. What's the name? I don't know. There's a name for the people that do it. For you?
Oh, like kind of like witch doctors.
Yeah, but there's a more. I don't think witch doctors is accepted these days, Jason. There is might be a shaman or something.
Oh, a shaman, yeah.
Well,
shaman,
name.
Witch doctor. That's
They don't like that.
okay.
Our first negative review coming up. That's 3 questions, Chad. But let's dig into it, because Jason, you've added everything. You decided you wanted 3.
Yeah.
Bundesliga Chrome rookie class. Taiwo Awoni recently moved to. We have one here from his Bundesliga. That's for the YouTube people, and that's his stadium club. He moved to Nottingham Forest during the transfer window, so he's now in the Premier League. He scored on his debut. It was a fumbly goal, doesn't really mean anything, but he could get some hype because he's playing in the Premier League if he has a big Benteke-like performance of actually somehow getting 20 goals in a season for a team that's not quite a good team. top of the league team. He has a rookie logo in all of this year's stuff, except for he doesn't have it on Stadium Club, which is funny. But he has a rookie logo on all the Bundesliga products. He was in Bundesliga Match Attacks Chrome last year.
Right.
Without a rookie logo, but that's technically his first card, a Match Attacks Chrome Bundesliga. But he is one of the rookies. Besides that, Jason, scraping the barrel.
Yeah, Jorginho Rutter has a good young French under-21 international, has a very good brief record for Hoffenheim. He's one that they seem to be pretty excited about, but again, who knows?
Yeah.
He may end up like maybe a Christopher Nkunku situation where we don't hear much of him for a couple of years, and then he scores 20 goals all of a sudden and gets it moved somewhere. So he's one that you could probably pick up his low-numbered stuff cheaply if you like to watch him and
just sit for a few years.
But I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, Adley was one that came from Toulouse, I think, to Bayer Leverkusen. He was exciting in Ligue 2, and then he's at Leverkusen now. He shows, again, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. Sidney Rayberger became the kind of poster boy. I don't know why. And is there anybody else? Oh, I heard somebody talk about Aster Vrancic or Vranks or whatever his name is for Wolfsburg. I think he has a stadium club where he's in the bath. He's in an ice bath or something.
There's another player. I picked these up because there is one other player who I've been hearing a lot about. Let me see if I can find him.
So yeah, it's not a particularly stacked year for Bundesliga, but then again, you never know.
It's not like a Turkish fella, Jason. Am I
a Turkish fella?
I don't know if it's Turkish, but it's his name.
Oh, Omar Bayaz for Stuttgart.
I think so.
Do you want to show the camera that?
I think that could be him.
Oh, and there's
Omar Bayaz, maybe.
There's Asker Vrancic, who I was talking about as well.
The ice bath.
So, yeah, not a hugely stacked rookie class this season in the Bundesliga, but the whole great thing about rookie classes is that hopefully someday somebody becomes a superstar.
Yeah, we could look back and, like, I don't expect it to happen, but we could look back and be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't expect that.
They got the 1-on-1. Somebody got the 1-on-1 Sidney Rayberger Super Factor for $13,000.
What a steal.
That's a $300,000 card. You know,
no.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
but
it's not going to happen. Let me tell you, you don't need to think. But no, apart from that, do we collect anything besides soccer cards? We have F1, so we have Formula 1, so kind of the two European sports, but it was we just kind of ended up with Formula 1 cards when it came out as a maiden set, and it was just such a fun set. I became like I watch all the GPs now and stuff like that, so that was kind of a nice sport that I actually interacted with the hobby before the sport fully. The hobby made me interested. I think it has happened to a lot of people with soccer.
Yeah,
I got to have that experience of really having some high-end F1 cards, being into it, and then starting to pay attention to the drivers, watching the races and stuff like that. I have a Lewis Hamilton Rainbow that I'm trying to get done from 2020, so in that case I do collect them, but it is I would say my portfolio is 90% soccer cards. I have one Floyd Mayweather Topps Now autographed card, so that's a boxing card technically, but pretty much mostly soccer. Yeah,
in terms of stuff I collect, I buy a lot of fitted caps. I don't know if that's do I collect them or
do you collect anything besides soccer cards? Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah,
you're talking about your general life collecting. Yeah.
Like I have
some Pokemon plush toys.
Yeah,
that I like. I kept the tags on them, so that's definitely collecting.
Yeah.
If I wasn't collecting, the tags wouldn't be on them, Jason.
Like I picked up I had
Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day.
I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I have a lot of them still, just in my house.
I was in Galway last year or the year before, and there was this old bookshop, and they had like vintage comics from the 70s and 80s that were in, I don't know, not like gradable condition, which I knew by looking at them. I was on eBay and I was like checking the comps, and I was like, oh, that's slightly below comps. Okay, I'll buy that €10 Wolverine comic from the 80s or whatever. So I don't collect those, but like I have to say, being in the hobby, if I see something, like see that Batman cup up there?
Yeah.
That was like a limited edition, like just like a cup you could get when you went to see the Batman in certain cinemas. And because I'm in the hobby, I'm like in collecting now.
Yeah, you're collecting.
So I just see, that's like a collectible. I'll buy that.
That's fair.
I'll display it.
I have some NFTs.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You can definitely collect.
Yeah, I have NFTs. Some Plasma Bears. They're real old school NFTs. They don't do anything. There's no utility, but they're just super old. They're basically like Build-A-Bear back in the day.
Yeah.
And I bought them for a fair chunk of money, and I just liked them.
So that counts. And then, does taking ayahuasca increase a player's card
I wouldn't say
value?
So. It might, if you take it, it might make you think the card value went up.
Yeah, do you know what this question could mean? It could mean if a player was to take ayahuasca, would his card value increase?
Possibly if he ended up on the Joe Rogan podcast,
Yeah,
his star power could go up.
yeah,
Because if he's on Joe Rogan podcast, he can say, I took ayahuasca this one time, and then it becomes a whole thing, and
yeah.
then they chat.
Now
and
he's a
everyone's
celebrity.
Then everyone's like, wow, Mo Salah is a bit fucking mad.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Kevin, who sent us a wonderful random act of
my
kindness which we received during the week.
I still didn't get my cards from that.
I didn't give you that. Maro Tassotti.
He said posting the photos on Twitter, and I was like, excuse me, sir, I was at your house earlier today.
No, they weren't in that house.
Two houses, big
Two
man.
houses. And it was the Erling Haaland Leaf from VIP card from the Nash. That was great. So thank you so much to Kevin for that.
I have all your league of your Irish cards in my house.
We got to do some sort of an exchange.
Listen, I have a Robbie Keane auto. I have all the black and golds, and you're not getting them until I see my Italian cards.
Okay.
There you go.
How will the hobby react to name changes? So I'm going to just slow down here for a second. Silas Katompa Mvupa looks like he's getting time this year, but it's not the same name on his rookie card. This is Silas Wamagutika, it used to be. Will people know to make the connection?
No, they won't.
No, definitely 100% no.
No, I think Sadio Mane could change his name, and a lot of people in the hobby would be like, "Who's this new guy from Bayern?"
Yeah.
They wouldn't. People are not paying attention, and certainly not to Silas.
No, you'd have to be at a very high level
To know.
or to make people pay attention.
But here's a question:
Yeah.
will the card companies know, or will we see another rookie logo?
No, I think
No,
surely
that would be
not.
funny.
Surely, imagine
no.
they did.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. But I think he's pretty sensitive about it.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
So everybody at Stuttgart knows, and everybody at the Bundesliga knows.
Yeah, to say, listen, you can print as much as you want, but please
Don't misname. Don't
mess up his. That's I
Yeah.
got that Momo.
But I think there was some sort of story about that where he changed his name because he was being discriminated against or something to do with something. I don't know. Anyway, but no, he would have to be. It would have to be like in an argument over rookie cards.
Yeah,
Like if he suddenly became a big superstar, people would start arguing over whether. And of course, anyone who had the second year cards with the new
no, because I think it's something where
in a situation where he becomes a superstar.
no, but if he goes to superstar, it's going to get to a point where I think a lot of people will fuck up and buy the second year stuff. But I think eventually people they have to accept that it's the same person. They'll accept it. They'll be like, I feel stupid, but
But what if he doesn't?
he doesn't want that to be the rookie.
No, he doesn't want to be the rookie. That's why he changed it. He revealed his real name.
That's not why, because he was printed in Bundesliga. He revealed his real name.
No, but he was like, okay, I guess I'm a Bundesliga player now. I have rookie cards.
Now it's time to get myself together.
It's time to get myself together. Is it disrespectful to the player?
No.
To say, well, I'm just going to use a name that he doesn't want used. It's his rookie card.
No, it's not disrespectful. Don't be soft.
That's what you tell him. Wow.
It wouldn't go down well.
Would not go down well. He'd start buying up
His old school.
his old school to
and
take
that's
them
why
off the market.
if you had low number of them, you held onto them.
Yeah.
The pop's only going down.
Roundball PC, when are you guys coming to Australia?
Hopefully never. I'm just thinking of the flight. Hopefully never. I hope there's never a specific. Like, even there, just 2 plane emojis, and for me, we're going to need a connecting flight just to get there. So hopefully there's never a specific reason to go to Australia, because without a specific reason, I can't imagine myself going. If I was going to Australia, Jason, there would need to be an event happening, or I need to know someone that's over there and they're saying, Enzo, come over to Australia.
Right.
I don't think there's any other scenario
You would not go.
to go.
If I gave you unlimited plane tickets, Australia would be one of the last places you went.
There's a lot of places below Australia, I would like to assume. There's a lot of conflicting countries and whatnot.
Right. So anyway, so
That's where my head went. If there's a conflict, I might choose Australia for
right.
No,
But you would have to be war torn to be below Australia.
war
on the
torn.
list.
And even then, I'd check
You'd
what's
be like,
happening
is there
in
nice
Israel,
parts?
Palestine,
Yeah.
and figure it out.
Yeah. Who has control of the capital?
We've just lost all of our Australian listeners.
I haven't said anything.
No, but it doesn't matter. I don't think they're like, well, one guy is a bigot. One guy hates us. No, I think it's really, really far away. I'd probably end up going to Australia if I was already going to the likes of Japan.
Right. If you find yourself
In that area.
in the area,
If I find myself within 8 hours of Australia on a plane,
then you might as well go.
I might as well. But right now, I think it's 24 or 20. So I'm not doing that. Unless, again, there's a specific reason. And for me, there's tarantulas, there's all scary stuff over there. Kangaroos punch you, and there's crocodiles.
Right. And when am I going to Australia? I have no plans.
You get taken out for a week if you do a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, no,
So-
I don't think I want to.
Look at that. Now we've lost our Australian listeners.
I've always said, because people, it's very, very popular among Irish people
So popular.
to go to Australia.
Imagine going 24 hours on a plane and just finding Irish people.
But it's like you can, and because we're so distinguishable and tend to clump together around certain bars and pubs and areas of various cities. Like it's
You would love to go to Australia. I can see it in your face.
no, I wouldn't.
Sydney.
No, no, I don't think I would. I
Brisbane.
really don't like spiders. I really don't like spiders.
But I think Australians would tell us, listen, just check your shoes every morning.
And what? That's the whole point.
That scares me.
Check your shoes. You check my shoes.
Sandals. Wear sandals. Then you're exposed all day.
Then you're exposed on the foot. That
Yeah,
hurts.
I don't want an insect that can potentially kill me.
No, me neither.
Small insects just are not supposed to kill you. This person's listened to our podcast for like a year and he's like, this is their opinion of Australia?
Yeah, this is what they think of me. UK trading cards. When are you going back on sports card nonsense? We were just, our national interview just came out.
Just came out recently.
When are we going back on?
Before the World Cup.
Here's a fun story. I don't know if I can tell this story.
You can.
Okay. The
I
other
think.
day, we got an email from somebody at the Sports Card Nonsense organization.
Okay.
Because they have Card Shop Live, which is their like whatnot competitor, I think.
Okay.
And one of the marketing interns at Card Shop Live emailed us as part of like a,
Marketing campaign.
and said, we love your podcast. Our founder, Mike Gio, would love to come on and be a guest and talk about soccer cards and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, they don't know
Who we are.
who we are. They, this is the...
They love the podcast.
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying, but you said it to all the podcasts. So I messaged Mike and I just said, if you want to come on the show, you can just ask. You don't have to get your minions to do it. So,
And they didn't really know much about it either. So that was
no. So
very humorous.
imagine we got to a stage, people were doing stuff for Soccer Cards United that we didn't even know about.
Oh my God.
That's the dream.
That's it. We'll never get there.
Okay. Do you want to take this one?
Oh, wow. Benjamin Zero. Benjamin. That's very interesting. But I'm going to call him Benjamin. Benjamin says, who's the best character in SCU history? Is it Shoebox Tom? Is it Rick Mueller? I love how he became a character even though he's a real person. Mr. M. Hashtag SCU100. I think we have to add in Soccer Card Santa to that. That was a moment. I wouldn't call him the best. Mr. M, to be honest, I'm scared of seeing him at the Munich show, so I'm not even going to acknowledge Mr. M. He doesn't get on. I think that story's not finished yet. And I refuse to be murdered by the greatest character in SCU history, so it can't be him. I mean, the show wouldn't exist without Rick Mueller.
Yeah.
Shoebox Tom, though.
Ken Golden could be also.
Ken Golden, Steve Aoki.
Yeah. Ken Golden is a character. We can all agree on
No,
that.
that definitely. He's a caricature of himself.
Yes. He's at this point, Ken Golden is playing Ken Golden.
Absolutely.
I actually, when I saw this question, coincidentally, I got excited because a different Ben, maybe the same Ben, no, a different Ben, Overbought Collector, messaged us with a Spotify link to a podcast called Collect This, hosted by Alan Goldshire, and on episode 3 of Collect This, powered by CSG, this podcast, sponsored by CSG.
How's everyone sponsored?
Because we turn down every sponsorship we get.
We haven't got a lot.
Rich Mueller is a guest on this podcast, so I thought we could play, so we could hear Rich Mueller's voice.
Instead of reaching out to Rick Mueller and getting him on the podcast,
We could just
you
play-
found him on someone else's podcast and
Yeah.
you're going to play it live
And
on air.
I didn't even find him. Ben did from Overbought Collector.
If we had an
let's see.
intern, we'd have Rick Mueller on the podcast.
50, like 50% you're crushing it, 50% do you get suggestions from subscribers?
So this is the host.
The host, it's not Rick Mueller yet.
This is Alan. So let's listen to Rich.
'Cause I know I do, about ways to cover and things to cover.
Not really. I think hopefully there's a respect there, and they understand, the way that we do things, and that we're kind of a daily newspaper for the industry, and that I've been doing this a long time, and hopefully I'm qualified to do it, so they don't. We get story ideas, and we get people emailing, asking.
Wow. Can I just say the irony that Rich Mueller was asked, do people message you with stuff to talk about? And he's like, no, I mean, I consider myself like a hobby journalist, so I
do it.
I do my own stuff. The irony of that, him saying that, given that we know him because I use all of his stuff to produce our show, is just brilliant. He's like, well, no one with integrity would just take stuff from other people and use that for their content.
You're saying you have no integrity.
I think Rich Mueller's calling us out. Wasn't that a good treat for PCU 99 to let everyone hear Rich Mueller's voice?
Yeah, to come in and shit on us.
Yeah.
I might give it to Shoebox Tom.
He's a throwback character.
That's old school.
That's old. I had to think about that for like a second.
You couldn't remember what Shoebox Tom was up to.
I could, but then I didn't. So there we go. That's a good question. It's a nice bit of SCU trip down memory lane.
Oh no.
This is P. Frankula. He's making a little joke and he says, do you have 99 podcasts but a bitch ain't one?
There you go. Is that a subtle... Is there something deeper there, Jason? Is he saying, why is there no female host in this podcast? Why is it a male-dominated area? Is that what he's saying? Don't think so?
Don't think so.
Don't think so.
I think he's just saying the number 99 and said, I know what to do.
I know what to do with this.
Carolina card collector. Oh, I meant to look this up.
Is there underrated or under the radar rookie in this year's Obsidian to look at? Obviously, because last year was flooded and Jason pointed it out to the masses before the masses knew.
I was just looking at the checklist separately for Obsidian the other day and I thought, oh, there is, but then I'm at the losing it.
So Jason is live looking at the Obsidian checklist. I might even...
Oh, no. Not that I know of just this moment. Oh, there was somebody. I'll tell you who. I have it. I remember who it was.
Okay.
Ferran Jutgla or Jutgla used to play for Barcelona, I believe. Maybe made a debut around the same time that Pedri did or someone like that did. And then, because there was briefly two Ferrans in the Barca, with Ferran Torres and Ferran Jutgla, and then he moved to, I want to say, Bruges, and he scored a great goal. Let's see if I can show you this goal, Enzo.
It's very specific.
Well, listen. Videos. Here we go. Look at this one. That's him there. Number 9 for Bruges at the moment.
Oh. No. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can do that. So, Ferran Jutgla, and I believe he has an Obsidian.
And it's definitely his rookie?
And I think it's, or maybe it's a Chronicles. I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, there he is, an Obsidian. Look at that. And he has a rookie for Barcelona in Chronicles as well.
Oh, he's still in a Barcelona kit in Obsidian.
Yeah, because he just moved this summer, and Obsidian's for last season. So there you go. I think that's a pretty good on the spot answer for that one.
I mean, look at this, Jason. That's real good because I just seen it. Chronicles number to 16.
Yeah,
sell for under $50.
So there you go. There's my tip. He could be the next.
Yeah, Cracked Ice $50. Like that's
could be the next Noah Lang or Charles de Ketelaere at Bruges.
An of 10 went for 50. So basically, them days are over. The people that bought them in July, you did it.
Basically, they did well. He scored a goal. I've just inadvertently pumped it, and now here we are.
Do you not want to buy it, Jason?
Oh, we could.
Before putting this out, then we complete the true pump and dump, Jason.
I
like that look at that goal, but I don't really know anything about the player. So, but in fairness, a lot of Barcelona prospects that don't make it at Barcelona are still top quality players that do make it. The likes of Fabregas and
yeah,
the likes. I don't know. There's one big card on eBay, Jason, that I see, and it's an Obsidian number 220. No, there's a number to 10 Obsidian for $150.
That's pretty good.
It's number to 10, like.
What is it like?
Just like a black standard Obsidian.
Interesting.
Number to 10, $150. But yeah, maybe we'll leave this for the people.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
If you buy Ferran Jutgla and then you subsequently do well on Ferran Jutgla, remember what website you can support.
Yep.
As a thank you. But no, that's a good question, good answer, Jason. How about that?
Great. Here's one. Here's the next question is from
Aaron Fox.
Aaron Fox, who I know personally.
Oh.
Irishman. Favorite League of Ireland players. Now, I have to be honest. I had a very tragic event go on recently related to the League of Ireland.
Oh.
So,
Oh dear.
yeah. So, I live here in Dublin 12, very close to Dublin 8, and very close to Inchicore, where St. Pat's play. And I was at an event in the Rascals Brewery, which is also in Inchicore.
Okay.
And it was on a Thursday evening, and it was the first leg of St. Pat's versus CSK Sofia, and it was in Sofia. And I was at an event upstairs in the brewery, and there was downstairs in the brewery, they were showing the match, and St. Pat's scored in like the 84th minute or something like that to take a 1-0 lead into the
Home game.
So I said, I've been meaning to go down all year to Inchicore to watch a match, and I haven't. And I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. I'll see the second leg.
European football.
So while I'm there, while I'm at the event, I go on my phone, I buy 2 tickets to the
Return leg.
which is in Tallaght Stadium. So it's
Okay.
less convenient, but I bought them anyway. And then I remembered the next morning that I was busy on the Thursday evening. I couldn't go to the match the following Thursday. So then
Then you picked up your phone. You said, Enzo, do I have something for you?
No, I didn't. Sorry. So I couldn't go. Isn't that terrible?
What did you do with the tickets?
I gave them to my dad.
That's okay. That is okay.
So
And subsequently, what, that game it's over?
yeah, and they got knocked out.
That's sad as well.
So
I think you're trying to leave that part out.
what I was going to say was, so if I'd gone to that game, I would have been at the match, I would have been reading the program, I would have been like in it,
You'd have been into the
and I would have
players.
had a good answer for this.
Well, I'd give it to Jack Byrne just because he went to the school I used to go to, and I was friends with his cousin,
Yeah.
and he's genuinely a quality player. Played under Patrick Vieira for Man City's youth team. I think he won top scorer in the Youth Champions League before subsequently moving out to different clubs, and kind of his career went down. Ended up in
Was that Oldham?
Yeah, that was really. He went really go first Wigan maybe.
Yeah, I think it was at Wigan, yeah.
Wigan, they got relegated. Went to Oldham, they got relegated. I think something like that. Ended up at Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, but then he was at Shamrock Rovers, and then Mick McCarthy got the job at Apoel Nicosia in
Yeah.
Cyprus and brought Jack Byrne over to Cyprus, and by the time Jack Byrne got there, Mick McCarthy had been sacked,
Yeah.
and then Jack Byrne left a couple of weeks later or something like that.
Yeah, so basically his career's been very weird, but in terms of when you actually watch him play,
Yeah.
really good player, technical, and I don't pay attention enough to the League of Ireland.
I also want to mention Roberto Lopez, who is from Cape Verde, plays for Cape Verde internationally, and I was watching the AFCON last summer and watching Cape Verde versus somebody, and I saw a big head that I recognised in the centre-back position. I said, is that Roberto Lopez off Shamrock Rovers? Sure enough it was.
I love that.
So that was pretty cool.
But there is some nice players in the League of Ireland, but I think even myself and Jason don't fully appreciate the league.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's not very well developed by FAI policy for whatever reason. So, but there's been some great players that have come through. the league.
Wezzo, back in his Shelburne days.
Yeah, Seamus Coleman, who
Damien Duff.
Everton fans would know. Damien Duff. The list goes on. The list goes on.
Yeah, at the moment.
Right, and of course Gavin Bazunu, who is the starting goalkeeper for Southampton, was a Shamrock Rovers prodigy. So,
Card sales comes in, Jason.
yep.
How many times is Darwin Núñez going to get sent off this season? I'm going to go with 3. He's already has 1.
Okay.
I think he's going to get sent off in Europe, I think.
Right.
I also think Klopp has a very good record at keeping his teams really, really clean.
Yeah.
You barely really see yellow cards out of Liverpool, so red
Yeah.
cards are, I'm sure, unacceptable for Jurgen Klopp. But I would still say 1 more time at least, but I would say 3.
Yeah. Apparently, I think with Joachim Anderson, they had played each other in a pre-season. Liverpool and Crystal Palace played somewhere in Asia in pre-season, and there'd been a bit going on between the two of them in that game, and so this was like a carryover
From that.
thing. Yeah, from that. I think there's another question about Darwin Núñez later on. Special One Cards, who recently started a podcast.
No,
Yes.
I love that.
I haven't heard it yet, but we wish Special One Cards the best of luck. And if you're not getting everything you need on Soccer Cards United, you
And
need
the
a
Portuguese League
supplementary
podcast.
podcast, head over and listen to Special One Cards. Stop posting Benfica and Gonzalo Ramos photos before all the footboys find out. I'll tell you why I did that. Because
I'll tell you why I did that.
I'll tell you why I did that. Because on Tuesday night, I watched Dinamo Kiev versus Benfica. Benfica won 2-0. Gonzalo Ramos scored one of the goals. And Enzo Fernandez was playing as well. It just came from River Plate.
I hope he becomes the best player ever.
Gonzalo Ramos? No. Enzo Fernandez? That makes sense. More sense. I wasn't thinking. Gonzalo Ramos has a rookie card in last year's Merlin.
Okay.
Anyway, they said Gonzalo Ramos has now scored 5 goals in his last 5 games for Benfica. Started off the season on a stormer. And I was just thinking of all the players that I've seen score 5 goals in 5 games for Benfica. Some of whom are like, Angel Di Maria. And then some of whom are like Pizzi, who you never, it's just like, you never know.
What's his name? Rafa Silva.
Rafa Silva, he was brilliant the other night. Oh, he was brilliant.
He stays brilliant.
João Mario was playing Benfica as well. So, okay. Anyway, Special One Cards, go check out the new podcast. LVW. Thoughts on Topps Fanatics versus GTS situation for growth in Europe, German and Irish warehouse, etc. So, bit of background.
Mm-hmm.
GTS, we covered this when it happened. GTS, big, huge hobby distributor, set up in Europe, setting up in Dublin and in Germany. And then Topps/Fanatics cut them off.
Rumored.
Is that only rumored? Or is that...
I think it's confirmed, but I think it's rumored.
Right, okay. Allegedly cut them off. And
From
said,
next year on.
you're not going to be distributing Topps products anymore. Which obviously is not good because in terms of European growth, GTS just invested in Europe.
Yeah.
And then Topps/Fanatics cut the legs out from under them. But that could also mean that Topps/Fanatics have plans
For Europe.
for Europe themselves.
Yeah, and I think obviously they still have the official Panini distribution model, so you can grow Europe without both licenses. I would go as far as to say. But questionable.
We don't know what when it comes to Fanatics. We're all still trying to figure it out.
Who is Josh Luber? No, but in terms of German Irish warehouse, we haven't seen anything in the Irish warehouse yet.
No,
We're sitting outside it every day.
Yeah.
We're going, is there ratting in there, Mr. GTS? And they're saying, okay, can you just leave?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be here.
Not supposed to be.
How did
here,
you find this address?
But apparently 3 weeks. Every now and then you just get told 3 weeks.
That's what we heard when we were at the National?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many weeks ago was that?
3 weeks or 2 weeks maybe.
But no, yeah. Hopefully Europe is okay. We'll do what we can.
David Adams opening in the Netherlands as well.
Oh, in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands. Jake the Mail. We're on to the Twitter questions. That was a lot of Instagram questions. Jake the Mailman, long-time PCU contributor. Some weeks I feel like we've only had Jake. When will we see Ken Golden make a post about your guys' 1-of-1 Moukoko last episode of Postcards United or IP?
Can I say you are doing a lot of work with the vlog, but there is...
I can take that and use it.
You need to, because I'm looking at the date.
Yeah.
You need a few weeks to get anything done.
So we're going to say September.
September, that's what I'm saying. So you have, let's call it 11 days.
We have a video for that.
We have a video for that.
That needs some work.
That needs a bit of fine tuning.
Massaging.
But we should, that's good to keep us ahead of that, because
Great.
that's
Thanks,
great.
Jake.
But Ken Golden, I think the next time he tweets something, everyone has to get at him.
Get at him and say,
I
heard you have a 1-on-1 with Coco.
Is it true?
Is it true? Ken, are the
rumors... Right now, we've never needed more.
Ken, can you confirm the rumors? Ken.
We need Moukoko to keep performing at this early stage of the season.
An early age of his life.
Yeah, he needs to show up. I still want to delay that thing, but I just think it's easier to let it ride.
I agree.
But I'm scared.
I know. Right, Cedar Hollow. How do you see Darwin Nunez making attitude and violence adjustments? Violence adjustments, that's a good phrase. Moving forward. Is he cut out for the EPL?
He can do it. If he doesn't do it, he will be gone.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, like, he's coming from playing in Uruguay, then playing in the Spanish second division, then playing in the Portuguese top league and the Champions League. And
You have to fight.
I was thinking about this. Like, I think in the Premier League, it's a bit less. Like the Premier League, compared to those other leagues, if you're constantly grabbing at people, right, and let's say you're having a bit of pushing and a bit of squaring up,
argy-bargy.
bit of argy-bargy, and you're in the Spanish second division playing for Almeria, or you're in, playing for Benfica in the Portuguese league, your teammates will come rushing in, and there'll be like a 16-man brawl, and two of you will get yellow cards, and that'll be that, right?
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah, we've all seen that happen time and time again. In the Premier League, nobody's babysitting you, right? You have to look out. You have to look after yourself. If he's annoying you, that's your own business. You can't. You have to just be a bit more resilient. Can't let people get in your head. And that mental game. But he is young. This is the Premier League. This is the best league in the world.
Absolutely.
So it's going to take time. He just needs time.
Yeah, he should be alright. I think it's very hard for him not to learn from that.
Yeah,
The lights
it's
were
a
on him.
baptism of fire.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And Klopp has stupidly clean football teams.
Under the lights at Anfield on a Monday night, the pressure's on.
And like he's thinking to himself, I'm after missing out on 2 games or 3 games because of Anderson.
Yeah,
Because of some bloke for Crystal Palace centre
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I'm better. Like that's
Yes.
he's missing the Man United game.
Yeah, I think some
Like
people.
that would have to kill him just as a player. Like you're going to Old Trafford to play a game with United that you're probably going to maul
You're
them,
definitely going to maul them. This is a chance
and you're
to-
missing it because of some bloke.
Yeah.
That he'll learn.
Like some players
Klopp will tell him.
come and they struggle with, various aspects of the game. This is just what he seems to have everything else.
Yeah.
So we'll see whether he learns or not.
Well, he might need it. You might need to just adjust it. Like Wayne Rooney was walking around like a lunatic most of the time, got a few red cards, but maybe he needs to fight, like play with an edge to be good.
Yep.
So we might see a few. But Klopp will
sort him out.
sort him out.
Right, Sancho's hot cards. Are you guys still considering a hobby meetup in Dublin this year? Yes. Mm-hmm. Also, if you could pick one European card show to attend this year, what one would it be?
Munich. We need as many shooters at Munich as we can in case Mr. M comes at us. We need as many people that'll say, no, those are good guys.
Yeah. Everyone get to Munich and form a protective circle around us.
We need safety.
We need safety in numbers in Munich. No, I would go to Munich because it's going to be,
Seems like the biggest one
it's going to be really big.
out of the
It's
non-UK shows.
going to be, it's even bigger than the UK shows.
That's a lot to say.
A lot of industry support for it, a lot of stuff going on, corporate sponsors, all that stuff. So if
We
you
officially have a table.
yep.
We're going to be there.
So if you can get yourself to Munich in November, get yourself to Munich in November.
Okay, 5 days shy of me and Jason's birthdays.
So bring a present if you're coming. And we're still considering a Dublin hobby meetup this year. We're just trying to plan it because there's a lot going on.
We're not in Dublin a lot this year.
We're not in Dublin a lot this year. We want to have it on a weekend, so trying to find a weekend that, Anyway. Cedar Hollow cards coming back in later in the show.
Oh.
If you had to put your life savings on one team to win the World Cup, who are you taking?
Aye.
It's a very difficult question. Who do you really genuinely in your heart think is going to win the World Cup?
Let me look at the groups. Straight away, I need to look at the groups. I need to know who at least is giving me enough hope.
I'm saying Argentina, and I'm leaving it at that.
And you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. I'm going to take... Oh my god. It's a toss-up between... This is so hard. I might go Germany,
Okay.
but I also don't think they're together. It was a toss-up between Germany, France, and then, to be honest, Portugal's in the mix, but I think they're going to implode at some point. So, France, no, Mbappe's too angry at the minute, and there's too much going on. They still have the same manager. I think Germany. I'll give it to the Germans, but I'm also not confident that my life savings are in the bin.
So Germany for you, Argentina for me.
Yeah, a repeat of the 2014 final.
Yep.
There you go.
FC Cardboard. Love the FC Cincinnati shout out at the end of this week's show. Massive club since it's made it onto the Soccer Cards podcast. I'd say Brandon Vasquez hasn't gotten a shot because he's not playing in Europe. That's why he hasn't got a shot with the US MNT. Also, a Topps Chrome Band of Vasquez of 25 sold for like $235 last week on eBay. Well, that's 2 episodes that have always been mentioned on, so they won't be selling for anything less than that anytime soon.
I think that sometimes there's such a mess up with the US men's national team. Sometimes they'll just field a team full of players that are all from the MLS, which is interesting. But it's like, just adds to the just... What is the US men's national team?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
what is our
confusing.
starting 11? Who's in our squad? Who are the best players? They don't know. So I think they're in such a progressive kind of period. They're in an experimental period. They're not there. People want them to be there this World Cup. They're going to be very shy of it this World Cup, I would say.
Yeah.
They could have some great moments, which I hope to do, but they're in a tough group. I think this World Cup is going to be more of a disappointment. But again, they could.
What's that great...
Have big games.
That great punditry phrase. Enzo, does this World Cup just come that little bit too soon?
Just a little bit too soon. I think, though, it's going to be a really good experience for them going into subsequently hosting the next World Cup. I hope it is not a shit show. I hope it's not like an embarrassment. I hope it's not something that really loses the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Which could happen, who knows? But it is, it's just a little bit too soon. If you cannot tell me the starting 11 or 4 people that are definitely, 5-6 players that are going to be in the starting 11, you're looking at Pulisic wanting to go to either Serie A or Man United, and he's meant to be the Captain America. He's not even sure of where he's getting his game time this year. There's too much kind of happening. And again, they could... I can't expect 11 players to be put out on the pitch first game of a World Cup and to perform.
Yeah.
Because I think that 11... When is the last time that 11 players played as an 11 players? And I don't think it'll look good.
Yeah, I think they'll have a couple of warm-up friendlies, and those warm-up friendlies need to be
Consistent.
consistently... You need to play the players you're going to play at the World Cup in those warm-up friendlies.
The problem is if the warm-up friendlies are a bit dodgy, then the manager will second guess, start changing. And I just think there's going to be so much tornado-y, hurricane-y, just not knowing. I think the players before match day 1 are not... The people that are going to be like, you're starting, having like 3 hours before a game or maybe the day before the game, they're going to have no clue that they're going to be on that starting team sheet. And I think that even psychologically could destroy a player.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to look at it.
And best of luck to FC Cincinnati at the for the rest of the MLS season. Tom Mock, why does no one in the hobby talk about Jamal Musiala? We do.
I feel like we do as well.
We do always, actually.
I think we always...
Do you know what? Let's not... Maybe Tom's not listening to the podcast every week.
Okay.
Because I don't think you could listen to this podcast every week and say nobody's talking about Jamal Musiala. Comes up all the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
No, he does. We literally talked about his positional change and everything last week. That's true.
So... We're on to the Facebook questions.
Ooh.
We've never even had Facebook questions in a little graphic before.
This is the first. First on the last.
Yeah. I'm ending it how I wanted to do it all along. Players... Oh, this is from Martin Holmes. Do you want to read this one?
Players that have surprised you guys early in the season with their form. Do you potentially see any price explosions coming up to the World Cup? Love the show, lads. Keep it up. That was almost a review.
Almost.
I'm so
that little
bitter.
bit at the end was...
That little bit
almost
was just a teaser of what a review might be like if we keep it up. Players that have surprised with the early season form. I think obviously your man for Benfica.
Gonzalo Ramos.
Yeah, but at the same time I agree with you. I'm just like, that doesn't even register.
Because
I'm
of
like,
how many players you've
that
seen.
always happens for Benfica. They're a dominant team. It's fine.
Yeah.
Apart from that,
I tell you, I have a couple. Rodrigo for Leeds, who, when he's playing for Marcelo Bielsa, looked like it was a complete wasted signing.
failure.
And you're like, how was he starting games for Spain in the centre forward position? Actually, I have 2 Spanish centre forwards to use for this. And he scored 3 goals in his first 2 games, I think, for Jesse Marsh. So he's completely surprised me, just as a casual, not as a hobby thing, but just as a casual thing. Jamal Musiala, I'll add in.
Huge performances.
And also Alvaro Morata is the other Spanish centre forward. He had a really good preseason for Atletico, and then he scored twice in the game, the first game against Getafe, whatever. But if he can keep up goal scoring form, that'd be very surprising to me as an Atletico fan.
Yeah, no, Morata is not.
Even if he got 15 goals a season, I'd be happy because he misses so many chances.
No, it's true. I think obviously Gabriel Jesus fitting in perfectly at Arsenal.
A pleasant surprise.
Pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland, Mukoko, those two, like they're starting well. Not amazing, but they started well this season. That would be more of a hobby
Yeah,
head.
Makoko, it's surprising to see him play more than it's surprising to see him do well. We were pretty sure he'd do well if he played.
Yeah, he's getting a lot more game time than expected, and that obviously comes down to Haller being sick,
Yeah.
which was obviously shocking and surprising. So he seems to be getting a lot of game time
And then Mbappe has surprised me.
with his antics.
I didn't expect this from PSG.
Neymar.
I don't know why, but Neymar, yeah.
Neymar, I heard basically that Neymar over the summer heard that Mbappe wanted to get rid of him,
Yeah.
and he's like put a chip on his shoulder now, and that's why he came out in an interview saying every shot I take I want it to go in, every free kick I take I want it to, like, he's like, in a good way, I think he has like a
Fired
chip
up.
on his shoulder. He's fired up, he's angry, so I think he is actually going to have a good year. But the only problem is it's hard for any one player to have a good season when there's the front three are not harmonious.
Yeah.
How can you have a good season if you're open and you're not getting the ball past you?
I mean, I think, like, from Messi and Neymar's point of view, first of all, they're going, well, we're Messi. Neymar's going, well, I'm Neymar, but he's even, like,
he's
I'm
Messi.
Neymar, but he's Messi, like, you know, so.
Relax.
But, like, Neymar is the Brazil captain for the World Cup. Messi's the Argentina captain. And Mbappe is treating them like he's playing with fucking Julian Draxler and,
Yeah.
you know,
That is
Gana
mad.
Gay.
Like, that's one of the biggest risks to Mbappe. Is that
he's
been
turning into a bit of a
given-
psycho.
He's been given so much, and he just thinks he's the guy.
Yeah.
Because like, you couldn't have a front line that you should respect more.
No, and, like,
And you seen Messi and Neymar worked really well with Suarez.
yeah.
That was like one of the most beautiful front threes we've ever seen in football.
Yeah.
So Messi and Neymar, we know, are fully able to be non-selfish and work
Yes.
together.
Yes.
So Mbappe is the problem
Yeah.
in that mix, but will he get pulled in and cop on, or like, I mean,
Who knows?
from Mbappe's point of view, like last season Messi was terrible at PSG. He didn't do anything. Like, he was still, by all
Well, he
accounts,
got
a fantastic
loads of
player.
goals and assists, yeah.
But he can get loads of goals.
He got loads of goals and assists. If you take those
Yeah,
two.
but like someone, like, for example, he got like 4 assists in one game, I think. Like,
Yeah.
that stop pass, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he struggled by all accounts. Like, I don't think Mbappe was standing there going, "This fella is Messi."
But do you need
No, you don't. But
that?
Mbappe's experience versus Messi is destroying him in the World Cup at 19 or 18 or 20. Right? Destroying them for PSG Barcelona.
Yeah.
And now he's
that-
here and he's scored like 3 league goals, and you're just looking at him going, I'm not giving up my stats for you. I'm not giving up my space on the pitch for you. Like, you know, even though like Messi...
That makes me think even worse of Mbappe.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be an attitude problem in a good way, if you know what I mean. Like, you hear stories of Kobe Bryant when he was young and he was a nut job,
And he's pushing everybody.
telling
yeah.
Shaq, like, I'm not passing you the ball.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
get my rebounds. I'm not. And he's 18. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So that edge can maybe help a player, but I don't think Mbappe has that natural edge, because I don't think we've seen it when he was at Monaco. I don't think we've seen it in the World Cup that he won. I think it's just the state of France and the state of Qatar have given me everything
Yeah.
and are telling me I am everything.
And I can do whatever I want.
And so now I'm a nut job.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
It does seem like that.
We'll see. I think naturally, no matter what, like, you're on a team with 11 players, they're going to have to play together. Do you know what I mean? Like,
They're going to have to figure it out.
So that's what I'm saying. That could work out well. And I think I'm actually happy that Sergio Ramos is in that team.
Yeah. Well,
I
apparently
don't-
he's been called in already to break up Neymar and Mbappe in the dressing room.
No, but I can imagine that.
Yeah.
That's a proper leader. Like, Sergio, like, who else is going to do it?
Yeah.
Sergio Ramos. I don't think Messi's going to say, here, listen. Or I think Neymar's like, Neymar will fight him. I think that's going to be a real petulant fight, the two of them together. But I think Sergio Ramos is the one that can pull them apart and say, listen.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But the whole team is a big mess.
It's a complete mess. It's an absolute shambles.
It's interesting, though. It is literally like a case study of putting superstars all together.
Yeah.
I love
Um,
it. I love it.
I love it. But it's like, can I say this? I'll just go back to that question. We've had superstars. Look at Real Madrid, the Galactico era, right? That's putting a load of superstars together.
No, yeah.
The difference is that Real Madrid is Real Madrid, and you're always subservient. And I say this as an Atletico fan, like, I'm not loving saying
it's
this, like,
respect.
but Real Madrid is Real Madrid. It's like you're always going to be below the club in terms of stature. PSG have basically told Mbappe, you're bigger than the club. We're your project. If you want to change the name to Mbappe FC, that's fine. Like, whatever you want to do. So it's different. It's not like Ronaldo going to Real Madrid and it's like, oh my God, this fella just won the Ballon d'Or. He's coming to Real Madrid and he's going to play with all these other superstars. It's like Messi and Neymar are walking around being like, why is there a giant poster of Mbappe on every wall? You know,
Yeah, what's going on here?
you feel like you're in like a propaganda state or something.
No, yeah. And that's weird. I think the World Cup is going to kind of shape Mbappe's career, I think.
This World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, no matter what, as things stand today, he is still remembered as the guy who ripped up the 2018 World Cup.
Yes.
And won it.
Yeah.
At a young age. Scored in the final outside the box. Like, and caused so many problems to so many elderly defensives, let's be honest. I think the Euros was a slap in the face. He was really upset after the Euros. People didn't defend him after missing the penalty.
No.
I think he was racially abused. No one did anything about it. He was understandably angry.
Yeah.
But I think the World Cup, like if France have a shocker of a World Cup, he has to taper down. You've never won the Champions League.
Yeah.
You've had 2 shocking tournaments back to back. You were great at 18. You were great at 19.
Yeah.
But now
so
you
is
need
Dele
to.
Alli, and he's at Besiktas.
So relax.
Yeah.
Sit down. And that's not to say he's not going to keep scoring 30, 40 goals a year. He probably will.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, from an ego point of view, if he comes up against the Germans and they slap him,
Yeah.
then you have to kind of just, oh wait, I'm not Billy Big Balls.
But so Brazil and Argentina are set up to meet in the final.
Portugal, Argentina.
Is it not Brazil, Argentina?
Portugal, Messi Ronaldo final is on the cards.
Right.
But maybe, Brazil's in the same
Side of
sector.
the draw
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
Portugal, right? So which means that at some point, Mbappe may meet Neymar or Messi.
That'd be beautiful. Now that's box office.
Now that's box office.
That is actually, like, that's such a subplot to
Yeah.
the World Cup. And do you know what the thing is? He could meet Argentina in his half,
Yeah.
and then Brazil.
Later on in the final. That would be incredible.
That would be box office stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine them coming up against Argentina. For starters, bad blood from 2018 World Cup,
Yeah.
right? Messi's definitely, like, Captain Messi's definitely going to all of the killers in Argentina and saying, when Mbappe has the ball, when he's running by you, take him out.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him running by you. Don't chase the ball, chase his legs.
But Leo, do you not need him later, like in the spring for the Champions League?
Don't
Never mind
care.
that. Me and Neymar can win the Champions League on our own.
By ourselves.
Yeah.
No, that's box office.
It's going to be brilliant. So do you have any potential price explosions coming up to the World Cup? Yeah. Neymar, Messi or Mbappe?
So there is one box that came out recently that is not a bad not a bad purchase.
Yeah. True.
Oh,
Wow.
I love that. Erwin Boulan.
Who came up to us at the National? The first
Oh
day?
yes.
That's this Erwin.
That's the first person that came up to us at the National.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the upcoming World Cup sticker release? Will this be something worth investing in? So, let's break it down. This year, in the North American release of the World Cup stickers, there is going to be parallel World Cup stickers for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Panini almost got it right. Bless them. They're giving parallels to the people that are very familiar with parallels and have premium parallels and don't really care.
And don't want to
wait.
buy stickers.
I don't want to buy stickers. So they messed up there. Whereas if they had to put that in the European section, so many people that love stickers are going to come up and find like a 101 Paul Pogba French sticker and be like, what am I looking
What
at?
is this?
And an entire world is behind that question. But they were stupid, right? So don't mind them. So I do think, though, the North American World Cup sticker collection is worth investing in versus the rest of it. I wouldn't say so. I use investing loosely. If you want to buy them, open them. Like, if you're determined to fill up a sticker album, which could be so fun for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you think if there's rookies in there, obviously you can keep them non-attached, right? But it would be buy the North American version because of the parallels.
You can get parallels. Yeah.
Simple as that.
I think the parallel chase adds an element of, if there wasn't those parallels in the North American version and a North American was asking me, should I buy the stickers? I would say, yeah, buy them for fun. But you can like buy them for fun still, but you might get a little parallel hit. It is fun. I do agree though, if they had been released in Europe or worldwide, somewhere like Brazil,
Yeah.
you're bringing people in that are like, you're literally bringing them in through their own channel.
Yeah, it's so like I don't know how, like, that is just something that the idea was there. They start putting it together, and if they just asked one person,
Yeah.
take that, move it over here.
Yeah.
See them boxes, your man, put them
Yeah.
over here, and you've literally just done
I mean,
it.
there's going to be World Cup Prism blasters in Walmart and Target. They can get parallels in there.
Yeah.
Get these into Europe, where people are going, why does this say 1 of 5? Why is this color
Yeah.
blue and these are all not?
These are
colour blue?
different. Like, I'm just picturing a kid trying to figure it out, looking at
Yeah.
it and go, "That's different. I know that's different." I just
Yeah.
opened all that stuff. That's different.
Yeah.
And the beauty of a kid not having any idea and then sticking it in their album, and hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, very sad. But like, you're in North America, I'd pick them up. I think they'd be fun. Fun rip. Try fill up the album, but also keep an eye out for the parallels. I think that'd just be really cool.
I agree. Right. Colin
last
McQuaid.
question.
Last question.
The last PCU question.
Ever. Colin McQuaid. It was great meeting you guys at the National. Great meeting you too, Kyle.
I love that the last two people that get to ask their questions are people whom we met personally at the National.
Wow. And Malik started the show.
It's beautiful.
For the NBA and the NFL, it seems that the best time to sell is during the playoffs. Would this be true for MLS players that don't make their national team for the World Cup? I ask because Julian Carranza, Philadelphia Union, Argentina, Future Stars, Red Refractor. He has that one and he looked to offload it. I don't think it's worth selling any cards during the World Cup for anyone that isn't at the World Cup.
No, but I think he's talking about would it be true for MLS players that won't make their national team for the World? I think he's talking about the MLS playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. But I would say...
I think if you have an MLS player to 5, you need to assess whether or not you think he'll get a move to Europe.
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, hold the card. If the answer is no, offload it whenever you think you can.
Yeah, I don't think... Let me just look at Julian Carranza here. I know Philadelphia Union has loads of great youth players. Yeah, look, he's 22, it looks like. Striker. He's a striker. They only bought him this year. Okay, from Inter Miami.
Is he American? Is he...
He's Argentinian.
Oh, sorry, Argentina. Sorry.
Yeah,
so unless he makes a move to Europe, he'll probably never play for Argentina.
Right. Prior to joining, he came from Inter Miami. Before that, he was at Atletico Banfield.
Okay.
He scored 3 goals in 41 matches in his 2 seasons with Miami, and then he went to Philadelphia. And I don't know what his Union record is like. 4 goals. 4
in 9 games.
In 9 games. That's pretty good. I would say if depending on how much you are in it for, hold it if you think he's any good.
He might have just bought a box and got it.
Yeah. But I just don't. I just see all of the capital in the soccer market being tied up in the World Cup hype during the World Cup, and if the MLS playoffs clashes with that, like I think it's a bit stupid that they would have the MLS playoffs.
But I don't know if
the
they
World Cup's
do.
going on.
Do they?
I think that's what he's saying.
He's saying they won't make the national team for the World Cup. So
Yeah,
maybe
because
it's
they won't be at the
prior.
playoffs if they do. Or maybe not. I don't know. Let's have a look, see what the MLS playoffs are. And I love that we're ending PCU, the last ever PCU,
No, but
on a typical PCU note,
No,
which
but
is just
the last game week of the MLS is the 9th of October. So I feel like he's saying the playoffs are prior to the World Cup, and then he's saying he's not going to be at the World Cup, so should I sell him during the playoffs, MLS playoffs? Of which Philadelphia Union are top of Group East, so they're going to be in there. So yeah, selling.
see. Well, then yes.
Yes. Well, then with this newfound information, the answer is yeah.
Well, then yes. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
realize.
Philadelphia Union, they get into the playoffs, then it's a case of trying to time that sale.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to score in the first round? They get to the next round, at which point then you sell. Are they going to get knocked out in the first round, at which point you wait into playoffs, and now
Well, the
toast.
the MLS Cup final last year, at the conclusion of the MLS playoffs, was December 14th.
No, but that won't happen this year. I don't think. It might do. But there might be a gap.
There might be a gap.
That'd
Who
be
knows?
foolish. That's my opinion. Well, I think Kyle understands when the playoffs are. So the answer is, if it fully clashes with the World Cup, no.
So the answer, yeah.
If it's prior to the World
do it.
Cup, yes. Clean.
Great. Good.
Clean. I got that clean.
That was clean. If that's clean,
If that's clean, what have we done for
what have we
99
done? Yeah.
episodes, Jason?
So this concludes Postcards United as a concept, as a life,
concept.
as a show,
Very religious of you. As an abstract theory.
as an abstract theory, as a kind of a phenomenon.
For 2 years, we've educated the people. And for 2 years, they've also educated us. Maybe for a year and a half, they've educated us. We held it together for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Then we start learning a lot.
Yeah. PCU. Here's one for you, Enzo.
PCU started because you thought it was a funny name. And that's how an entire other podcast started as well.
Yeah, that's basically my
We need to
my
stop
creative
you.
process.
This is the 3rd podcast we've done based on a name that you liked.
Yeah. Well, I have no real other motivations. It's just if things hit my ears
You
in the
feel
right
it.
way, I like them, and if not, I go, I don't want to do that.
Not for me.
I've enjoyed PCU so much over the years. More than I think I've enjoyed the main show.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just want to thank everybody who's ever asked a question.
Questions were good.
And we're not going to stop asking.
Yeah, they're not finished.
No.
The
But
name
I,
is
you know,
changing.
I'm just giving you
the
a little
concept. The style is changing a little bit, but there's still going to be Q&A.
It's still going to be Q&A, still going to be lots of listener contributions. We're still
Yeah.
going to feature DMs and all that stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, no, it's been very, very fun.
It's been amazing.
And I think, like, it's hard to do 2 podcasts a week. And what keeps us going has been the contributions of the listeners. And I love that thing where we mention something on a Monday and then we get kind of feedback on it. And it's like,
Yeah.
and so many in-jokes have come true and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's it.
I'm going to say,
Yeah.
it's so funny because I didn't even say this to you. This is going out Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is episode 99. Anyone,
Yeah.
this is important. Anyone that picks up a box from soccercardsunited.com before episode 100,
Yeah.
there will be a surprise for them on episode 100. And 2 people ordered today that didn't know about that prior, but definitely listen to the show, so they qualify.
Okay.
That's right.
So if you order
If you hear
before
this,
episode 100.
before episode 100, that's
Yeah.
the cutoff.
Right.
So they have the weekend.
Yeah.
You need to get this up
I
as
have
fast,
to-
as,
yeah,
as,
yeah,
fast
yeah.
as you can.
I have to try and cut it up.
And then at the opening of episode 100,
Yeah.
we're going to do something nice for anyone that has...
Wow.
There you go.
Brilliant. Even I'm excited about that because I might order something off the site
Because I was
myself.
thinking it's 99, you might order. No, you're not allowed. Because it's episode 100 next week.
Yeah.
They've contributed for 99 episodes.
Right.
There you go.
Wow.
There
So-
we have it.
There we have it. That's it. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll see you on Monday for a brave new world
Wow.
of Soccer Cards
Episode
United.
103 figures.
3 figures.
That's the lads.
Here we go.